after injury. So set to go in this vital game for the Magpies. Manson doing the ruck work, and he wins it past Cameron. MORWOOD goes charging through, hits the bottom of the turf, and will get the first effective kick of the night.
Kelly and Merritt into it already too, Sandy.
Well, I'd imagine there'd be fireworks from those two. Nonetheless, MORWOOD goes on with the job up towards half forward. Darren Mullane had just drifted across that right half forward flank, and he'll head towards Daicos territory. With him is Zanotti, the wild one of the Brisbane Bears. It falls to half back. MORWOOD's in the thick of things once again, trying to push it out. But eventually it's Champion who gets a kick wide towards Cameron on the wing. He'll be satisfied to see it over the line, and we'll have a throw in on the outer side.
Already players tearing into the packs, and Collingwood know the importance of this game. The reigning premiers. The ball at half forward for the Magpies. Ashenko taps it down. Gavin Brown was there. Backup support from Tony Shaw. It's taken away by Gastev. That was good play to the half forward line. He goes. One-on-one contest. Gaper leans over the top of Andrew Taylor to punch it away. That was Ashcroft getting it to Taylor. But I think the ball had rolled over the line in the meantime, so it'll be a throw-in.
Looks like Darren Mullane may be lining up on the forward line. Richard Champion's picked him up. So he's a big factor in Collingwood's success too, Darren Mullane.
There's Matt Ryan playing against his former club. It's tapped to the line. Kicked around the boundary line by Gavin Brown. Tapped on by Starcevic was good play. Campbell to Ryan. That was Ashcroft getting it to Noonan. This is good play. Gastev to the pocket, and Ronnie McEwen punches the ball away from Cameron O'Brien, again a former Collingwood player. And McEwen has been in magnificent form in recent weeks.
It looks like O'Brien is lining up at full forward. Maybe I didn't see Brisbane Bears, but maybe Shaki started off on the bench.
From the throw-in, hammered towards O'Brien, but McEwen in front of him gets a quick kick. So too does Krasiska. Now Manson. He talked about his kicking with Peter McKenna on the Ansett plane today. Both agreed it wasn't too bad at the moment. Mullane gets it off to right up towards the half-forward line, over the head of MORWOOD, but he's going to back up. Zanotti quickly away from Daicos. Does well, Mark Zanotti. May get another chance. No, leaves it for Champion, and Richard Champion swings it out wide towards the wing. They've got the runners here. A chance now for Troy Clark. Clark, good shepherding, sees him clear up towards the 50-metre line, but only as far as Gafer. Couldn't complete the mark. Jamie Turner through, but without the football. Picked up quickly by Ashcroft. Set sail for full forward. Hardy!
Well, an excellent mark there to Brad Hardy. He was named on the wing, but obviously lining up in that forward pocket. The leading Brisbane Bears goal kicker for the season so far, Brad Hardy, with 38 goals. As we look at this in replay, up against Shane Kerrison, used his bulk well to hold Kerrison out.
He kicked 38 last year, and he has now kicked 37 still this year. Well, that's a bad miss, isn't it?
It was a shocker for Brad Hardy. I can't believe that he missed it from that distance. I'd already put him down for a goal there, Sandy. So well, something you rarely see with Brad Hardy. He makes the most of every opportunity.
Well, it was a shocking miss, and particularly early in the game, if you can get goals on the board, it makes a very, very big difference. There's the kick from McEwen to the half-back line. Good mark, Gavin Krasiska. Hand pass on Tony Shaw to the half-forward line. Good lead by Mullane. Now he's trying to get the ball moving to the half-forward line. Starcevic back with the flight. That big fist away was by Lures. Here's Paul Williams, the Tasmanian, in towards goal. Daicos, goal. Great play of the Magpies.
Well, it started already, Peter Daicos. Just having a look at the lights there, I think he's saying that it's pretty difficult to judge in these conditions, and it certainly is playing night football a lot different to playing in the daytime. There's Williams, a very exciting prospect, only 18 years of age, up in the air. Daicos saying, I just couldn't see it all that well, but he's got the ability to recover very quickly, Peter Daicos. That's a great part of his game, the nimbleness of foot.
Peter Daicos sets the Collingwood machine in motion with his first goal. Brown working hard at the bottom of the pack. Gets a kick. It doesn't travel a great distance in the mark taken by Champion. Richard Champion swinging it out wide towards Cameron in front of Krasiska.
Oh, that wasn't a mark, Sandy. How did he pay that? He didn't control it at all. Actually, it's surprising Cameron's even playing. I saw him a couple of weeks ago. Maybe a free kick was paid for the high tackle from Krasiska, but a couple of weeks ago, I say, as he was reported by 3 umpires. So maybe a bit surprising he's even out there.
Ishenko couldn't take it. The hurried kick was by Lehman. It's high. Hammered down towards Kerrison it goes. He's got Francis with him. Tony Francis gets a kick up towards the wing. Was forced to push it a little wide because there weren't too many black and white Guernseys there. Ashcroft picks it up back towards the half-forward line once again. Ishenko with dazzling pace. Can't take it, but he's got Gastev. Kicks blindly, however, and the mark taken by Manson.
Yes, big James Manson at centre-half back. Now he elects to hand pass. Jamie Turner, Kerrison, he's not sure where to go. It could be dangerous. Kelly to Turner. Turner, centre of the ground. Brown with plenty of space. Good play, Gavin Brown, to get on with the game and kick it long. Daicos Zanotti. Zanotti gets it down to Champion. Oh, a wild kick. Daicos still in after it. Here's Zanotti. That'll be a terrific contest. Zanotti to halfback. Ashcroft playing a great game already. There's Campbell. It's a good, hard, tough game. Gastev in after it. Johnny Gastev. And the ball is held in there, and it will be a bounce. But I'm looking forward to Mark Zanotti on Daicos, Bernie.
Yeah, well, it was a wild kick off the ground, the Collingwood interchange. Monkhurst sitting on the bench. James Manson doing the ruck work. He's been preferred as first ruck, and alongside him, Paul Tuddenham.
Francis. Zanotti chances his arm and snares it on the half volley, recovers well. He loves a run, charges away, gives it to McLean. McLean across to Campbell in the centre. The Bears looking good as he stabs in towards the forward line. Over the top of Went of Champion, however, right under pressure, but shrugs the tackle of Cameron. He has got Jamie Turner in the back pocket, and they get out of trouble. To Francis on half back, across to Tony Shaw. The Norm Smith medalist looking to get back in form once again.
One of the most improved players in the game, Sandy.
Marcus Ashcroft to the half-forward line. Ishenko and Manson both there. Offhands Merritt tried to go through the pack with brute strength. Can't get clear. Francis can. A high, wide kick out towards the wing, bouncing towards the boundary line. Shane Morwood in front, and he sees it over the line. Well, a very tight opening here at Carrara.
Yeah, a lot on this game for Collingwood. They've got a tough match next week against Melbourne. They can be level with St Kilda after tonight's game on points, but they have played 1 game extra.
Marcus Ashcroft playing a magnificent game. There's Ryan receiving from Gastev. The pass is on, and the ball. Well, Rodney McEwen putting enormous pressure on Cameron O'Brien. Good play by the fullback, because O'Brien's leading well. He's coming up the ground.
He is. He played very well a couple of weeks ago against Carlton.
He certainly did. The best game I've seen him play for the Bears. Now, here's the little rover, Tony Francis, to centre of the ground. A pack of players set themselves for the mark. Champion knocks it to ground. Champion again. Help from Campbell. Campbell. He was looking for Clark. Here's Kelly. Oh, good tackle by Lurs. Scott Russell to the half-forward line. This is Martin Leslie, the former Port Adelaide star. Leslie to half forward again. A pack forms over the back. It's all Collingwood. Scott Russell did it well. Tony Shaw, Mick Gafer. Oh, well done to Krasiska. That was from Tony Francis. Now Gavin Krasiska to Daicos. Can he get there? No. He smothered it well. Oh, Champion in hard after the ball. Gets it to Lachlan Sim. This is a good game of football. At half back was Martin Leslie. He's looking for Champion. 2 former South Australians combined. But look at the pressure put on by Kerrison. Good stuff.
Yeah, terrific from Kerrison, but a very poor hand pass there. Put Champion under a lot of pressure. Robert Walls, coaching the Brisbane Bears in his first season. Very experienced coach, of course. Started off at Fitzroy in 1981. And, of course, coached Carlton to a premiership in 1987.
Mullane soccers off the ground, gathers probably 15 metres. First to it is Noonan, but beaten by the boundary line. Up the mighty Magpies, that young man is saying. Well, they've just got to keep winning, Pete, don't they, if they're going to figure in the finals as they did so prominently last year. But there is still time. Gastev at the back of the pack. Stabs it in towards the centre, and the mark taken by Ishenko. Oh, he'll have to get away, and he does. He gets round the man on the mark, and a good long drop punt up towards full forward. Hardy tries to fist it further forward. Taylor in strongly. This could open up a path for Campbell, but he can't get clear. First one way, then the next. A chance perhaps for Tony Shaw. Could have been pushed in the back. Picked up by Ryan as he shoots in towards goal, but he's off target and one behind. So the Bears move to 2 behinds. Collingwood with that 1 solitary goal. And the Bears bench.
Well, it was Lawrence Shackey on the bench, as Bernie said.
And Corey Bell.
And this is Ronnie McEwen. Kelly, too much height. Quickly off to Shaw, on to Graham Wright. Francis has been busy early, but he runs into trouble there. Good tackle by Merritt, but he's still got his kick. Up towards centre wing. Leslie in front. That's going to be a good duel, Leslie and MORWOOD. McLean handsomely away. It's been a very promising start by the Bears. Lachlan Sims' kick is good to Campbell. Campbell centering kick in towards half forward. O'Brien couldn't take it on the half volley. Back to Merritt, left to go onto the left foot. Short little stab pass. Did he take it? Did he take it? He's being paid. I'd like to see it in replay.
A touch and go, wasn't it?
But Cameron has it.
Here it is
Have a look,
again
Bernie.
anyway. Yes, have a look at it again, Sandy. And there it is. Yes, I think a definite mark. No worries about that. But great to see the way Cameron O'Brien attacked that ball from full forward. It did drop short, but the resultant tap on went to Roger Merritt, and of course he passed it to Cameron.
David Cameron, former Cat, now Bear. Hits the post. Well, they've missed a couple of shots they certainly should not have. No wind here tonight.
Well, that did seem to drift away, didn't it?
It did drift towards the right.
To the right, you think?
Yes, it definitely did, Sandy. So it doesn't appear to be much, but the flag's just drifting a little bit.
Well, perhaps there is a little. 3 points the margin. McEwen again. Wants Kelly again. Campbell used him as a step ladder. Shaw waiting down in front. Can't get through the pack. Campbell, a high kick. Still on the Bears' 50-metre line. Good attempt by Kelly, and a clever tap out eventually to Tony Francis. Francis up towards Maud, held behind, and a free kick will go the way of his immediate opponent in Martin Leslie.
Leslie to the half-forward line. Oh, the big fly was by O'Brien, but he gave away a silly free kick, and just tends to do that now and again, Bernie.
Yes, well, I can't question his enthusiasm there, though, Pete, the way he really attacked that. But didn't do the right thing because he got nowhere near the ball.
Gaper to Kerrison. Kerrison to the half-forward line. Merritt sets himself, takes a good mark, gets on with the game to McLean. Michael McLean, the former Footscray wingman. Oh, bad kick. Straight to a number of Collingwood players and has gone to Mickey Gaper. Now Gaper goes to Turner. Turner coming through half-back, chips it in short. Good kick. He's found Gavin Brown, the Collingwood champ. Oh, good play by the Bears. Who was that? That was Brad Hardy coming. No, it wasn't. It was David Cameron coming in from behind. Brown butters up, though, and kicks it quickly to the half-forward line. Starcevic versus Lurs. Who will it sit for? Craig Starcevic has got it. He hooks it back on the left foot in towards goal and puts it out of bounds on the full. So a good, tough, hard game. A terrific opening to the game. The Magpies one straight kick, and it was a goal. The Bears have kicked 3 behinds.
Most of the play taking place is on the outer side of the ground here at Carrara. Mullane will bring it back in for the Maggies. Into half forward. Zanotti defending well. McLean wide. They've got a chance to run again. And it's Sim brings them out of trouble to Campbell. Campbell's on centre wing. Around Tony Shaw he goes. Floating kick up towards the 50-metre line. O'Brien got the fly. Cameron going past. O'Brien picks it up. Tries to pull it round his body. Konashenko sprint to the ball. May get a good bounce. He does, the big man. Needs help. Gets it from Hardy. Brad Hardy from 40 metres. Pulling it back in towards the square. Cameron's got to beat 3 of them. He's at the bottom of the pack. And we will find ourselves with another bounce.
Well, that was a pity. That was an excellent build-up from the Brisbane Bears, but that kick from Cameron O'Brien just not spot on. Had that been spot on to Ashenko, he looked for him, and it was a good run supplied by Ashenko, but just didn't kick the kick just wasn't spot on. And in the end, it made Brad Hardy's kick a lot tougher because he had to kick around the corner.
Ashenko beats Manson. O'Brien is claimed. The ball spills free. It's socket off the ground. And Collingwood at last getting out of trouble as Russell pushes it wide. Francis picking up plenty of possessions. Clever tap on, but Kelly rides the bump and rode it well. A little chip in towards the centre of the ground. Collingwood still looking for their second goal. Kerrison towards Brown. Brown pulls it back and a clever kick. Clever kick.
Yeah, beautiful centering kick there, looking for Paul Williams.
And the 18-year-old has it just 40 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yes, Gavin Brown, another problem player for the Brisbane Bears, a player that they'll have to watch very closely. I think Johnny Gastev may have been picking him up early, but whoever has him will certainly have a hard night's work.
Paul Williams. Long run up and another poster. Well, that's 1-1 to 3 behinds. Just under 11 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Zanotti brings the ball back into play. Troy Clark tucked in the back pocket. Comes up towards Ishenko. Got a bit of a nudge by Manson, but it's gone unnoticed. Leslie put under extraordinary pressure. So too was Taylor. Ashcroft, oh, he does it well. And a beautiful delivery of the football to Noonan. Noonan kicks long and high. The Bears inside 50 once again. Hardy waits at the back, tries to tap it out, then asks the question. Play goes on. It's back to Hardy again. Turning left, turning right. Eventually gets it away to Cameron from 50 metres. No one up forward. And the mark taken by Russell. Former Sturt boy, Scott Russell, from fullback.
The Collingwood defence doing very, very well. Gafer, oh, good play, Mickey Gafer, and gets around another man. Onto the left foot, Gafer to centre wing, Ishenko against Manson. Good shepherding there as Clark comes in with a short kick to Merritt. Merritt, the short one. Oh, good mark, Cameron. Martin Leslie gave that strong shepherd a moment ago. It was good play. Now, David Cameron, the former Geelong utility player, will kick from 60 metres. Had a lot of the play, the Bears, but the Collingwood defence has been on top.
Probably too far out to score, Pete, but he's taking a long time.
He wants to give a short one. I'm sure he's waiting for someone to get into those spaces, and there it is.
McLean.
Oh, shocking kick.
There's no space there to kick to in the end. He just waited too long.
This is Lehman. You could see he just had his mind intent on kicking that short one. Now it's on centre wing. Lachlan Sim races the ball to the line and puts it over. There'll be a throw in on centre wing and a bit of feeling out there. Simon Lurs is number 50, played a tremendous game for Queensland against the Victorian second team. Shenko's been throwing his weight around. Starcevic, and coming over the top was Cameron to lend a hand. Matthew Ryan gives it straight to Graham Wright. Cleverly done by Wright to Shaw. Gavin Brown. Ooh. Well done by Brown. Kelly will run to 60 metres from goal, brings it to the pocket. There's no one there for the Magpies, and he puts it over the line. So it's deep in that forward pocket.
I was just going to say, Pete, I think Gavin Brown was fortunate. He looked up at the last moment. Roger Merritt was really coming at him.
Craig Kelly and Roger Merritt in picture. Going to be some great duels here at Carrara tonight. Daicos in picture now, and Zanotti, just to name one.
Well, Zanotti has been a magnificent player. And so is that guy, Ashcroft. He has come on in leaps and bounds this year.
Low scoring first quarter here at Carrara. Leslie over the top, still inside 50. Morwood steals it onto the left foot with a drop punt going desperately close to goal. No mark paid. Players stop for a moment and Ruse sees it over the line. Or are those going to be a free kick, is there?
It looked like a mark.
It looked like a mark.
Was it to Paul Williams, was it?
Gone through.
Was he in front? Yes, I know it's been paid for a rush behind. But look, let's look at this again. And almost
it hit the ground.
Lachlan Sim to centre wing. Clark.
Gavin Brown could have unloaded him then, couldn't he? I think he's a nice bloke, Gavin Brown.
Clark wants Ishenko and didn't find the big man. Tony Shaw intercepts across to Darren Mullane, still in the middle. Mullane towards Lehman, and he takes a good mark.
He did well to
nipping in front.
Yeah, to work his way in front there.
Yep. Now he wants Daicos. Zanotti wearing him like a glove. And it's a free kick. It's gone against him.
Oh, a very lucky free kick, I think you'll find here.
Well, what's it for? A push in the back, is it, Pete?
It shouldn't have been against Zanotti. Let's see if we can see it again. But
who's it paid against? Against Zanotti, is it?
Yeah, have a look again now. Oh, that's a soft free kick, isn't it?
I couldn't even see a free kick there.
The umpire said over the shoulder.
Oh.
However, he has the football, and that is what counts. From 40 metres, it's a lovely looking drop punt, and he's goal. So Peter Daicos has kicked his and Collingwood's second. Don't tell me we're going to see what happened with Melbourne today, gentlemen.
Yes, well, that was a great performance, of course, by Jakovic. The only Melbourne player, of course, to kick a goal up to half-time. But Daicos has kicked Collingwood's only 2 goals, and that's 51 goals for the season to Daicos. So a very tough job for Mark Zanotti, but really I didn't see the free kick there. Maybe a soft one, Pete.
Well, the Magpies have kicked 2 goals to 3 behinds. There's Gastev going to the half-forward line. Merritt will throw himself at the ball, and a holding decision on Merritt as he raced in for that mark. Craig Kelly's not happy about it. Roger Merritt, they've fallen down. Oh, they won't kick the ball. Just waiting for that short one all the time. They're not confident to kick it long. Here's Gastev. John Gastev, former West Coast Eagle, brings it in towards full forward. O'Brien sets himself at the back. Kelly almost took a mark. Here's Mick Gafer, who's defending stoutly. Gets it to the half-back line. Gavin Brown seems to be everywhere. Brown to centre wing. Mullane. Bit of talent between those two. Mullane to the half-forward line. Good mark by MORWOOD as he dragged it down in front of Martin Leslie. This is Graham Wright. The Magpies looking good. Lehman to the half-forward line, pushing and shoving. Good umpiring to let it go, make them earn the kicks. Here's McLean. Lachlan Sim. Good play by the Bears. Troy Clark now, has he got someone running? He has. He had 2 players. Martin Leslie. This is Michael McLean. To the pocket. Cameron couldn't mark. Here's Brad Hardy. Hardy shuffles it out, but he gives it straight to Graham Wright, and the Magpies are off and running. The loose man has been created. Troy Lehman to half forward. Ashinko sets himself at the back, pumps it to ground, but the bounce favours the Magpies. A hand pass to Paul Williams. He fires in a goal up the side of the boot, and it will be a throw-in at half forward for the Magpies.
Good pressure by Leslie.
Excellent run there from Martin Leslie. Yes, to just apply that pressure. It looked like Williams was home and hose there to kick a goal, but Martin Leslie made up a lot of ground.
A throw in Collingwood's attacking zone. They're trying to keep their forward line as open as possible for Daicos, whereas the Bears is a little like Burke Street. Almost thrown out, but play allowed to go on. Paul Williams into the square, and the mark is taken by MORWOOD. He plays on and goes. Shane MORWOOD kicks his first, and Collingwood sneak clear.
And Shane MORWOOD has been a good player for Collingwood since being moved up on the forward line. Of course, he played a lot of his early football for South Melbourne, or Sydney Swans as they are now, on the half-forward line. And a very skillful player. Kicked 3 goals last week against St Kilda. Daicos have kicked 8. But an excellent mark from behind. Martin Leslie, very tough player to mark over. And a very good player Shane MORWOOD has been for Collingwood.
Collingwood by 17 points. With under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Campbell's kick is partly smothered, so too was Lehman's out of the middle. The Bears a dearly loved one before quarter time. Taylor soccers off the ground, but only as far as Shaw. Loose across that half back line. He gives it across to Gavin Krasiska. Time to have a look. And finds his man in Craig Starcevic on the outer side, but still really on the wing. Now he swings in towards half forward. Brown, what a quarter he's had. Daicos. With him was Zanotti. Play goes on. MORWOOD working hard. So too was Leslie. Both of those players have done well. Francis pumps it back for Brown. On to Tony Shaw. From 50 metres, he stabs into the forward line. And the mark is taken by Lehman.
They're playing a good brand of football at the moment, Collingwood, Sandy. The way they're playing the keepings off game. And they've got plenty of players running there. Tony Shaw finishing it off with a good right foot pass. And Lehman, who was, of course, named on the bench, started in the lineup. And looks like he's put it right through the middle.
He has. Troy Lehman scores his first, and suddenly Collingwood break away to a 23-point lead. 4-2 plays 3 behinds.
Well, Collingwood's strength, of course, are their running players. Scotty Russell's averaging 27 disposals. And you look at Tony Shaw, 28 disposals. Tony Francis, 27 disposals. And their centre line is really just a fantastic unit. And that starts everything off for Collingwood. They work well in that area. They certainly go a long way towards winning the game.
The Magpies by 23 points, and they're playing very, very good team football, and they're forming a wall across that half-back line, making it very difficult for the Bears. There's Ashcroft finally getting away and giving it to Merritt, but they want to play on all the time. Here's Campbell hooking it back in front of goal. Cameron O'Brien couldn't take it. There's Kerrison, the strong Collingwood defence. Jamie Turner, Gavin Krasiska backing up beautifully. The Magpies, a shocking kick by Krasiska straight. Ashcroft has played a magnificent quarter for the Bears as he kicks at the full forward. There's a mark to Hardy, who waited at the back. O'Brien went early, got rid of McEwen, and he's a clever player, Brad Hardy, Bernie.
He is that for sure, Pete. He knows where the goals are. He missed an easy one earlier in the match. This one from what, about 40 metres out.
Well, it was a bad miss too, the one he missed earlier for the first goal of the game. Let's see what he does with this one. It's a high floater. I think he might have missed it to the right. He has. So another bad miss by the Brisbane Bears. 4 behind straight. Collingwood remain on 4-2. So the Bears would have to quickly get a couple of goals before Collingwood could take a real hold on this game. McEwen to the half-back line, thumped down by Campbell. Players race into the pack, and the umpire will come in and bounce. This is umpire Gavin Dorr, officiating with Dennis Rich in his first game, Dennis Rich, since umpiring the grand final.
Manson and Ishenko. Well, in the end, they don't contest it. Taylor does. Gastev a chance. Francis on his hammer. Gastev sockers off the ground and pops through a valuable goal. Well, that's what they wanted, Bernie. 1-4 plays 4-2.
Certainly, Sandy, a much-needed goal for Brisbane. They've worked fairly hard. They've missed a couple of easy opportunities. Brad Hardy's kicked 2 behinds. David Cameron's hit the post. And Matty Ryan's also kicked a behind. But good work here by Ishenko with the body work against James Manson. This allowed Taylor to come over the top, thump the ball away, and Johnny Gastev following up an excellent kick off the ground. Great goal.
We used to play soccer as a boy, apparently.
Back in the middle once more. Manson underneath the football. Goes it alone and wins it. Graham Wright. Wide to the wing. Francis has pace. And he has been busy. To Krasiska. Swings it high, but he's gone very, very wide. Out on the full.
Well, not all that good, Pete. Is that the second one he's kicked out of bounds on the full over that side?
No, he gave a shocking pass earlier in the quarter, if you recall, that went straight to a Brisbane Bear.
That's right, out of defence, and that's another mistake.
McLean. Towards the right half forward flank. Gaffer doing the defending work. Ashcroft tried to go through. May still get a chance, Ashcroft. Look at that lightning hand pass to Ryan. Ryan into the forward line. Campbell at the back. Plays on. Matthew Campbell can goal if he's good enough. He's missed. Another behind. So they've just had their chances.
Oh, they've had plenty of chances, really, and they're the ones they have to really make the most of, the Brisbane Bears, because they haven't got that much skill in the side. Well, they have got skill, but when they get it down there, they're playing against top opposition, and with chances like that, they just have to capitalise.
Craig Kelly in front of Roger Merritt. Only seconds remaining. Towards centre wing. Wants MORWOOD. Hammered away from him by Leslie. Been a good duel, that one. And there's the siren. It's quarter time here at Carrara, and Collingwood leads 4-2-26. Brisbane 1-5-11.
And hit the post.
Right, set to go now in the second quarter. Dennis Rich about to set play in motion with Ishenko and Manson. The Maggies leading. Champion gets a bad bounce. Cameron a good one. He put pressure on Ashcroft, but he's equal to the task, Ashcroft, as he gets it out to Gastev. The Bears want the first goal if they're going to make a fist of this. Only as far as Russell. Russell hurriedly away. Krasiska towards the wing and over the line.
I've noticed, I reckon, on at least 7 or 8 occasions when the ball is kicked to the Bears half-forward line, there's one Brisbane Bears player burning against about 5 Collingwood. So they're creating that wall there.
Very congested throw in. Cameron comes over the top and hammers it down, but only as far as Scotty Russell. Russell's kick over the centre. Leslie fists away from MORWOOD. Matty Ryan wants someone going past. Beautifully picked up on the half volley by Clark, who goes in towards centre half forward. This looks a little more promising. Shackey couldn't take the mark, but recovered well to Ashcroft. Ashcroft bends one in towards full forward. In fact, it goes across the face of goal. Hardy's there. He's got to beat a couple of them. He can't. Kelly's on his hammer.
Well, Shackey must be now playing at full forward at the start of this second quarter with Cameron O'Brien having a spell on the bench.
Well, the ball is deep in that forward pocket. Manson versus Ashenko. There's Taylor over the back. Chance for Shackey. Manson. Scott Russell. Graham Wright. He can. Oh, he's got a terrible bounce. This is David Cameron centering the ball. That was great play, and you wouldn't want to know who's got it.
Ash.
This man is almost best man on the ground at the moment. He has played a great game, Marcus Ashcroft.
He has, Pete. He's been an excellent performer all year for the Brisbane Bears, but just bad luck for Graham Wright. It looks set up for him to race it out of the defence, and just the oval ball playing tricks on him.
Well, the ball actually did a backflip, but look at that. 5 and 9, 14 possessions. Now, can he kick a goal from 35 metres? No, he can't. It's a shocker. And another behind on the board to Brisbane. They've had plenty of the play.
Well, every time I see them up here, they work as hard as any other side, and yet they just cannot finish it off.
Well, there's Paul Tuddenham. And, of course, Damien Monkhorst and the team manager, Kevin Fay, on left of screen.
So team manager when you were there, Pete?
He was my unofficial coach. He used to drive me to the games every week. He claims he taught me all I ever knew, which
well, that
is
wasn't
not much. I beat you to it. Well, the ball to the half back line. Matty Ryan is there. He'll be trying to really impress tonight because he was discarded by Collingwood, we must remember. Had a stint with the Swans. And now trying to resurrect his career with the Bears. Now the ball at half forward. Here's Matty Ryan. Up the side of the boot, Manson sets himself for the mark. Good play by Ashenko. Here's Hardy. Getting onto the right foot, Brad Hardy. Hooks it back in front of goal. Players set themselves all over the back was Gastev. It's socket away. Jamie Turner overran it, but he's got backup support from right. The Magpies are away as Craig Kelly kicks to the spaces. Good play by Champion to put the pressure on Darren Mullane. And this is a real contest at the moment.
Throw in on the outer side. Manson leaning at the back. Ryan couldn't take it. Ashcroft, geez, playing well. Gets another possession, but puts the Campbell under the hammer.
Free kick. You just let it go, Sandy. Good decision.
So Kelly off to right. Two premiership players. See Collingwood up towards half forward. Starcevic couldn't take it. Leslie does well. Off to Clark. Now pressure on the Bears defence, but they're equal to the task. Through handball, they've got it back to Campbell, almost on centre wing. Campbell looks up towards the half-forward line. Steaming out is McEwen. Takes it cleanly. Pumps it back towards the wing. A high kick. MORWOOD could have almost been held. Champion close to the boundary line and over.
Just falling down up forward, aren't they?
Well, Ronnie McEwen has had a fairly good season. Of course, he kept Tony Lockett to 1 goal last week. And he has the knack of playing 2 or 3 metres in front of the full forward. He makes it very difficult for them to lead.
Manson in front. Tapped at probably 10 metres. Ashcroft again. Working hard, looking for McLean. Gastev intercepts. McLean could have been held. The advantage is going to be paid here. Off to Merritt. Now a chance for them to go forward. Up towards Hardy from Lockie Sim. Shackey tries a clever little tap. It almost worked. Ronnie McEwen's high kick. Doesn't gather a great deal of distance, but the mark is taken by Krasiska.
Yes, they're having a real dip at the moment, the Bears. Good mark to Krasiska. He's trying to just slow it down a little bit, steady the ship towards the centre of the ground. The Bears through Andrew Taylor. And wobbly looking hand pass. This is Denny Noonan. Oh, good sidestep. Handball to Merritt, who was caught. Well, he was covered. Kelly. Mick Gafer.
Well, the first hand pass was terrible, Pete.
Advantage paid. This is Tony Shaw receiving from Francis. Daicos couldn't take the mark. Kicked away by Martin Leslie. There's loose men everywhere for the Brisbane Bears. This is Denny Noonan. kicks it. Oh, here he is again, Ashcroft. Can he tap this one? No, he can't. It's Craig Kelly taps it over the line. Centre wing, but Collingwood know they're in for a fight tonight. They have to win this game. It's not going to be easy for them because the Bears are having a fair dinkum dip. 4-2 to 1-6 at the moment, so it's 7 shots to 6, but it's 26 to 12 in favour of the Magpies. Now that was Lehman getting the ball to Russell to half forward. Starcevic at the back. Well done by Lurs. Champion smothered beautifully by the Magpies. Shuffled out by Noonan. Tapped on by Paul Williams. This is Tony Shaw burrowing in. Mullane. Williams again. Half forward for Collingwood. Paul Williams caught. Gets in a hand pass. The little rover Tony Francis. Oh, look at the Bears coming at Collingwood. Mullane the kick. And Lurs and Starcevic force it over the line at half forward for the Magpies.
Yeah, good stuff by Brisbane. Just to tie Collingwood up. They looked dangerous on a couple of occasions, but they had the numbers around the pack there to come in and apply the pressure.
Lockie Simmons lost the boot. Darren Mullane throws it over the line. And the ball comes straight to Mullane. Tucked in the boundary line. Pulls it in with his left foot. Oh, Zanotti went to fly it away, and it's Daicos at the back. So Peter Daicos kicks his third. Zanotti went for the roundhouse right, but had an airy Bernie.
Yes, well, Peter Daicos, the opportunist, has kicked another one. 3 goals for the game, and he's having a purple patch the last couple of weeks. And Zanotti really had a big swipe at that one, maybe overconscious of Daicos, and trying to outbody him. In doing so, missed the ball completely, and Daicos, of course, finished it off.
3 goals to Peter Daicos, and Collingwood out of the centre once again through right up to the half forward line. Mullane takes the mark. Too far out to goal. 60 metres. Pops it up to half forward. MORWOOD a touch. Clever work by Starcevic off to Williams. Which way will it bounce? Zanotti gets there, and it just dribbles over the line for one behind. 1-6 plays 5-3. 7 scoring shots to 8. Here he is. They call him the wild man of Brisbane Bear territory.
Someone just wandering on the oval there too, having a go at Zanotti.
Yes, well, he'll be removed. Still on the 50-metre line. Noonan gets the hand pass away. Sims' kick is very wide, and in fact out of bounds on the full.
The police quickly on the scene, as you can see, and that guy, well, should be turfed straight out of the ground. Let's hope so.
Fair bit of Collingwood support up here tonight. Back in towards the half forward line, pushed towards the line, and again taken over.
Cameron O'Brien on the bench alongside Corey Bell.
Starcevic obtains front spot. MORWOOD applies the tackle. Leslie in over the top. Shaw awaits the outcome.
Roger's been quiet tonight too, Pete, hasn't he? At centre half forward.
They need him really firing. Merritt.
Shaw again. Just a little flick to Francis. Wanted to go back to his skipper, but interception, and it's cleared up towards the half-back flank. Good diving mark. Cameron. A high kick in towards the centre. Kelly got a hand to it. McLean through without the football. Kelly butters up well. Gives it to Scott Russell. A little chip finding Tony Shaw. Well, he spent a busy morning playing cards with Shane MORWOOD and eventually won a game, and he's putting in a pretty good performance tonight. Mullane. In towards full forward. Daicos and Zanotti. The latter fists away, but straight to MORWOOD, who chips in towards full forward and doesn't get a kind bounce.
Well, that's a fascinating duel going on down there, isn't it?
A couple of good duels. That's a good one also. Martin Leslie and Shane MORWOOD. And, of course, Daicos and wild man Zanotti.
Forward pocket for Collingwood. MORWOOD over the back. Starcevic. Francis, a clever kick by Tony Francis. Will it bounce in? I think it's a goal. Great goal, the little rover. So Tony Francis kicks his first. Collingwood kick away. 6-3 to the Brisbane Bears. 1-6
Well, a real Rovers goal as we see this in replay. The boundary throw in. Over the top was MORWOOD. Starcevic quickly hand passed it out. And Tony Francis fast becoming the best rover in the competition. And well done by Troy Lehman in the goal square. Terrific shepherding to get that one through.
Great goal to Tony Francis. That's Matthew Campbell getting it to the half-forward line. This is where they're falling down. Russell tackled by McLean. He's been fairly quiet. Here's Krasiska receiving from Kelly. Krasiska to the wide open spaces. Tony Shaw with pace. Races after it. And the champion little ruck rover Shaw gets it to Mullane. To half-forward. Danger here for the Bears because Starcevic gets it to MORWOOD. MORWOOD from 50 metres. Chips it in. He was looking for Daicos. Zanotti at the back. Will race after it. Mark Zanotti. That wild hand pass straight to Williams, who's doing pretty well. That was smothered by Zanotti, working very, very hard. Hooked back by Lehman. In front of goal. No mark. Starcevic in after it. The Bears under enormous pressure down there. Ashcroft lies on top of it. And umpire Gavin Dorr will come in and bounce in front of the Collingwood goal. Robert Walls would be a worried man at this stage.
27 points the margin, favouring Collingwood. And it's in their attacking zone. Starcevic working hard. So too Francis. On his hammer is Matthew Ryan. Collingwood supporters all down that end of the ground. And a pretty good crowd in attendance. Starcevic couldn't take it. Lehman a snap. And a diving attempt to either touch or stop that ball by Zanotti. It was a behind. 1-6 plays 6-4. Margin out to 28 points. Champion loose in the back pocket. Can run on now. Richard Champion. Zanotti got a hand to it. Manson stomped over the top of him and said, "I'll take it if you won't." Russell short to Francis. Geez, picking up some touches now.
He's a great little rover.
Oh, he's a terrific competitor also, Tony Francis. A top tackler as well. He's in the top tackles and the top kicks and the top hand passes. He's in everything.
MORWOOD called for it long. That's where it went. Overrun by Lewis. Daicos a chance from 30 metres. This is where he can bend them back so dangerously and so well, and he's done it again.
That was brilliant.
4 goals to Peter Daicos, 2 in the first term, 2 in the second, and the Pies kick clear, 7-4 to 1-6.
Yes, and every opportunity he gets, Pete. 4 goals. He's kicked 4 goals straight. He hasn't got a blemish against his name. Every opportunity he makes the most of, and that's something that Brisbane Bears really have to learn. There's not many players, of course, with Peter Daicos' capabilities, but certainly when he gets that ball, swinging it across his body, he's got skills on both sides. He's just a terrific player.
A great goal by Daicos. That just so very, very quick to tap that ball down and race it through for a goal. And poor old Mark Zanotti, he's really not playing all that badly himself, but yeah, Peter Daicos has kicked 4 goals. Kerrison to the half-forward line. Martin Leslie versus MORWOOD. Good clash, that one. The Bears take it away through Lachlan Sims, centre of the ground. They badly need 2 quick goals, Brisbane, but Magpies go forward again through Scott Russell. This should be a mark. It is. Gavin Brown, will he play on? Oh, cleverly done to MORWOOD. Another one coming up to the Magpies. Bang right through the middle. So Shane MORWOOD has kicked his second. Collingwood running away with this game. 8-4 to 1-6.
Well, they are, because they're controlling the ball around the middle of the ground. They're winning the ball out of the centre square. And this is almost a training drill. Gavin Brown could have ran on himself and kicked the goal, but gee, how easy was that? Just sits back, feeds it off to MORWOOD, and you wouldn't see many easy goals than that. Shane MORWOOD 2 goals, and Peter Daicos has 4. Tony Francis 1 and Troy Lehman 1.
40 points the margin. Just under 13 minutes remaining in this second term. And Manson again blitzes the Pies out of the centre. Francis gets another possession up towards the 50-metre line. Wants Williams. Works hard, the young man, and he does well. Can't shrug the third tackle, however. Does get a hand pass away. Champion could have taken it. Elected to fist it. Could prove costly. Mullane bends it back, but not far enough, Darren Mullane. And
great mark.
Great mark.
It's going to be paid. I thought it might have gone over the line. A tremendous mark.
That was to Simon Lewis.
from the back pocket. Lures. Well, Manson flew from behind. Tony Shaw now a chance to do the work there. A high kick back in towards full forward. Starcevic pokes it wide for his smaller running players like Williams. He can't keep it in play, however. And Shane Morwood sees it over the line. Corey Bell warming up on the sidelines. And James Manson looks as though he could be in a spot of bother too. And we'll keep an eye on that. Lou's doing the ruck work on that occasion. Tony Shaw a kick behind the play. Tucked on the boundary line. Gets around Clark, and Starcevic tried to hold the slips catch, was not successful. Gastev a chance to clear for the Bears.
Merritt comes from the back. Magpies going very hard. Here's Matthew Campbell. Well done to Matt Ryan. What can he do with the chip? Oh, just loping after it. Andrew Taylor. He did have plenty of time, of course, but then a casual kick around the corner. That is shocking play. Straight to Kelly, but taken by Matty Ryan. In towards full forward. Oh, it hits Shackey. Now he races in after it again. The Magpies in defence doing it well. Kerrison, easy as you like, gets it to Krasiska. Now under Ronnie McEwen. Good play by Collingwood. McEwen to half forward. Mullane and Manson combine. Over the back is the clever Morwood. He trundles it towards the line, but his opponent is there, Martin Leslie. Oh, this is close to the boundary line. Michael McLean's been fairly quiet.
Yes, well, Graham Wright's playing on Michael McLean and doing a pretty good job. He just hasn't had that latitude tonight to find the space.
Well, they need his drive. Now, here's David Cameron. He's tried very, very hard, and he didn't like the attention from Kevin Krasiska.
Corey Bell on for Lachlan Sim.
Well, good to see the little fella on. There's a real little goer. That's Corey Bell. The high flyers are there at half. Well, Andrew Taylor went up before acceptances. This is Jamie Turner. Lehman to half forward, smothered beautifully. That was by Lurs. Here's Tony Shaw back to Francis, who's in everything. Tony Francis up in the air, centre of the ground. Craig Starcevic, a well-judged mark, and he's up and running. The lead is on. Daicos versus Zanotti. Brilliantly done, Daicos. Can he kick another one? He rolls it in towards goal. 5 goals, Peter Daicos. Brilliant exhibition.
That's just clever play, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is, Sandy. Look at that, 9-4 to 1-6. They've opened up to a 46-point advantage at the moment. They're controlling the play around the centre of the ground. The kick coming from Starcevic just dropped a little bit short, but Daicos is a master of this, where he can get a fullback out of position, play the ball in front of him and around the corner. It didn't go for too much. He's just got so much skill. He weighs up the situation, sums it up perfectly, and just doesn't go for too much.
1-6 plays 9-4. Peter Daicos has 5 goals in a brilliant exhibition at full forward. From the middle, it's Ashcroft. He has tried very, very hard for the Bears. Got a kick up towards the half-forward line. Taylor tries to shrug the tackle and gives it to Gastev. This should be a goal, and he does. Second goal to John Gastev. He kicked 1 in the first quarter. In fact, he's kicked their only 2 goals.
Yes, that's right. The only goal kicker for the Brisbane Bears, Johnny Gastev. And a badly needed goal. Here's the replay again. He contested very hard running with the flight of the ball there, Johnny Gastev. A courageous performance in the first place, running back with the flight of the ball and then butted up, received the hand pass and put it right through the middle. A bit of a flare up here. David Cameron and Krasiska weren't too happy with each other earlier.
The Bears preparing to make another change. Nevertheless, play goes on, and that's good umpiring. That's one way of splitting everything up. Down in towards the Bears attacking zone once again. Hardy's got to beat 3 of them, and it's a big ask. That could almost be deliberate.
But won't be paid, Sandy.
No.
Too far away from the boundary line to award that free kick.
Ishenko off Bernie.
And Cameron O'Brien back. Well, it was actually, I was a bit surprised O'Brien.
So was I.
Quarter time, I thought he attacked the ball pretty well in that first quarter.
Krasiska, a hurried kick towards Brown, doesn't get a good bounce. With him is Noonan, and it is Noonan who almost throws it out. Graham White wide to Francis. Look at the small men combining beautifully. Tony Shaw back to Francis. He's knocked up getting possessions, Tony Francis. Over centre wing, over Morwood's head. He's first to recover. With him is Brown, and with him is Mullane. Darren Mullane, a stab to Daicos. Oh, they're warming to the task now, Pete. Plays on Daicos. Oh, look at that. 6 goals to Peter Daicos. If Alan Jakovic can do it, I'll do it too, says the champion.
Oh, what a purple patch he's having. He's kicked 16 goals in the last 2 weeks leading up to this match, but a fantastic pass there by Darren Mullane on the left foot. And Peter Daicos, this is what I love to see him do. He's a very relaxed player when he goes back and has that shot at goal. Doesn't get tense, he just looks relaxed, flows with it, goes with the flow, and of course he's kicked 6 goals straight.
Yes, we're seeing a brilliant exhibition of forward play by Daicos. All the skills of the game. Here's Cameron trying his heart out. Oh, behind the play, some hard shepherding went on. There's a good mark by Kelly. Now Graham Wright. Ronnie McEwen. It's on centre wing. Little Tony Shaw in after. The Bears still trying hard. Collingwood with the superior skill. Francis has been great. Now it's Mullane. He went for the clever chip, but it didn't come off. This is Denny Noonan. He's looking for Lawrence Shackey. Now what can Shackey do? Good play by the big full forward. Now he breaks the tackle and brings it in towards full forward. Hardy in front. Cleverly done by Hardy. And a free kick, it should be to Hardy. It's not paid. Kasiska, the Bears fans are not happy.
He threw himself over, Pete.
No, he was thrown, but he didn't have the ball, Bernie. That's a free kick in my book. If you haven't got the ball and you grab.
He flung himself back, waiting for the charity free.
Well, you don't like Hardy, and that's obvious. Oh, the ball with champion at half back. Got to pay him if they're there.
Listen, I summed up the situation. I held nothing against the player whatsoever.
Gastev, centre wing. To the half-foot line. They need Merritt firing. Oh, nearly a mark. He was grabbed by the shoulder, and it is a free kick to Merritt at half-forward. Roger Merritt. They have to get something moving up there. The kick in towards Shackey at the back and McEwen at the front. And a great push-out, was it, to Ronnie McEwen?
No. Look, I agree with Lawrence Shackey, Pete. Let's have a look at that again. Let's look at it again. Look, that is ridiculous decision. And umpire Dawes given a couple of shockers. Now, here is Shane Morwood in towards goal. Will it be another one? It bounces. Daicos is there. Oh, a wild kick. Manson. A goal. James Manson's kicked his first. Collingwood, their 11th. 11-4, plays 2-6. Well, that could have almost been another goal to Peter Daicos. As we watch this in replay, Shane Morwood, the long kick in just doesn't bounce through, but Peter Daicos looks to be in good position to grab it, but James Manson nearly had his head kicked off with that wild kick there from Matty Ryan, but it could have went either way. Daicos or Manson could have kicked that goal comfortably.
18 plays 70, and still just on 6 minutes remaining in what has been a blitzing second quarter. Shaw to Francis, down to the half-forward line once again. Zanotti in front, some holding on going on. And it is going against Peter Daicos to mark Zanotti. Would you consider moving Zanotti, Bernie?
Oh, certainly.
You'd have to.
6 goals. Gastev's a man. He has to have a go on him, I feel.
Merritt. He's the player that could spark something into the Bears lineup. To Campbell, up towards Shackey on the half-forward line. The bouncing ball eludes him, however. McEwen, a defensive kick wide to the boundary line. Past Lehman, he's got Gafer there as well, but is eventually taken over by big Roger the Dodger. Lee Matthews wouldn't be too concerned at the moment.
He'd be wrapped in the way they're playing. They're playing great football, the Magpies.
Well, it's so important. If they are to figure in the finals, they not only have to keep winning, they do have to rely on others perhaps to do the right thing.
Hasn't Tony Francis been good tonight, especially this second quarter where he's put his body in, he's been in everything.
It's what Collingwood have needed for years, haven't they?
Throw in on the outer side. Ashcroft has been their greatest performer tonight.
Certainly. A couple of non-performers though. They're looking for there's Mark Zanotti still on Peter Daicos, but they really need Roger Merritt to fire. And also Michael McLean. They haven't had much out of him tonight. Brown pulls it round his body, but straight to Campbell. He's on centre wing. Goes up towards the 50-metre line for the Bears. Taylor before acceptances. Tony Shaw sees it over the line.
Well, the bench, there's Monkhorst and Paul Tuddenham. Ball at half forward for the Bears. Tony Francis again around the corner to centre wing. MORWOOD's working hard at half forward. There's Richard Champion, but Collingwood putting a lot of pressure on Corey Bell. Well, he had a touch of the fumbles. That's Lehman to centre wing, Starcevic, and they're getting on with the game too at half forward for the Magpies. Oh. Is that a free kick? Oh,
yes, it was.
It was a free kick, no doubt about it, as long as they're consistent. That's Lehman to the half forward line. It was a poor kick. It's gone straight to Merritt. Merritt looking for Zanotti. Mark Zanotti. Hardy. I wonder if he's been moved to defence. Brad Hardy to centre wing. Oh, was that a free kick? Umpire calls play on. Punched away. It was good strength there by Kerrison. Tony Shaw. Gavin Krasiska. Scott Russell. He was put under the hammer and allows Ashcroft to come in and go the chip pass. He's found Noonan. Noonan on centre wing. Cameron working overtime. He's bumped as he kicks it to the half forward line. They fall down up here. Mick Gaper first to get back after the ball. Well smothered. Oh, Ronnie McEwen playing with tremendous desire and confidence. Sprints away from fullback. And he looks like he's a champion fullback in the making, the way he's playing at the moment. This is Mullane. Plenty of time to bring it in towards the pocket, and the Collingwood champ has marked Peter Daicos.
Well, nothing Zanotti could do there, of course. You cannot blame Zanotti for that one, because Daicos had plenty of room to lead into, and they delivered the ball perfectly into the forward line.
Well, Peter Daicos has kicked 6. How many will he kick tonight? He's going for his 7th from 45 metres. Oh, he went the torpedo putt off the side of the boot. Punched away by Matty Ryan. Here's Paul Williams going backwards. Mullane, can he get round onto the right foot? No, he'll kick on the left from 40 in towards goal, and he has put it through for a behind. But Collingwood on fire. 11-5. Brisbane Bears 2-6.
16 effective scoring shots to 8. Noonan in the back pocket. Ambles up towards the flank. Manson recovers well. We'll leave it for the smaller player in Scott Russell. Off to Gafer, back to Graham Wright, and back to Russell again, and now Manson. A beautiful pass by James Manson. That's what he wanted to show Peter McKenna. He can kick the football. So can Tony Shaw straight to Daicos. Over the top he goes. Short to Francis. Put him under pressure, but he shrugs the tackle. He does beautifully. Should be rewarded with a goal. He floats it into the square. Which way will it bounce? Over the line for one behind.
It's been a big quarter by Collingwood, Sandy.
Certainly has. What have they kicked? 7-4.
7-4 to 1-1.
Leslie. He's got Champion alone in the pocket if he wants him, but he wants to go longer. Lewis. Over the top was Wright. Well, he's got to beat 3 of them, Graham Wright. He did well to eventually just try and flick it out the back door. Ashcroft works hard. He loses it. Mullane works hard as well. Finally picked up by McLean. Little bit of room to breathe. Wants his skipper, but he can't get into the game, Roger Merritt. Hardy now a chance. Merritt running at his side, but good pressure applied once more, and that kick just bouncing inside the line.
Well, they're hungry, Collingwood, Bernie.
They are. They're really desperate. That really hurt them, that 5 losses in a row. And they also lost to Richmond, one of those losses, by 57 points, and that could prove costly.
Half forward for the Bears. Cameron's been impressive tonight, I've felt. She's tried hard. In a losing side, it's all right to be playing well in the side that's winning easily.
He's been desperate, hasn't he? And he's put his body in and shown a bit of aggression.
The ball at half forward for the Bears. Here's little Ashcroft, who's tried his heart out. A little bit slow to get rid of it that time, though. That hand pass taken by Krasiska. There's the end of a very good half of football by the Collingwood football team. They lead up here at Carrara 11-6-72 to the Brisbane Bears. A disappointing 2 goals, 6, a total of 18.
Darren Mullane leaves the ground at half-time. The Collingwood Queensland supporters group flying high with the Magpies. Well, they certainly are after that quarter. Mark Zanotti has had 6 goals booted on him by Peter Daicos in a fantastic first half. So just repeating those half-time scores, Collingwood are 11-6.
Yes, that's who we thought would line up on him in the first place, actually.
So here we go, second half at Carrara. Let's see if the Bears can do something to get back into this game. But it's Manson who wins it down to Francis. That became quite a pattern. Oh, and it's on down in that forward line. They've forgotten about the football. So Williams says, I won't, I'll kick a goal. That was extraordinary, Bernie.
Well, unbelievable, isn't it, Sandy? Unbelievable, because Paul Williams just ran in and had a very easy shot at goal. As these four players were involved in their own little private war, they weren't interested in the battle at all going on in the centre of the ground. At Collingwood now with a lead of 60 points, 12-6 to the Bears 2-6, and doing it easily.
Yes, that was absolutely ridiculous as that ball went down to that forward line. The four players had their backs turned to the play. Well, certainly John Gastev would be probably trying to ruffle up Daicos. They've got to do something. Now here's Troy Clark. The short one is on. That's better play. Now we haven't seen that all night. Richard Champion now playing on the forward line, and he will kick from 40 metres. But that was much better, Bernie.
Well, it's very important, of course, to get that break out of the centre. And Troy Clark, who played a fantastic game against Carlton a couple of weeks ago up here, and had plenty of room and time to deliver the ball perfectly onto Richard Champion's chest.
Champion for his first goal of the game and the Bears' third. Normally a backman, former South Australian. Oh, he's missed too. So a poor kick from there. And a one behind on the board. 2-7, plays 12-6. It's been an outstanding exhibition of football by Collingwood. They really haven't had a weak link. And playing great team football. You've got those terrific midfield players, and this man playing with superb confidence at the moment, Ronnie McEwen. In a short stint mid-season where he actually retired at one stage. Since he's come back, he's been a great player. Kelly, the running player, is Graham Wright. He's got Tony Shaw for backup support. Shaw to the pocket. Starcevic, is it a mark? No, it's not. Lurs takes it away. He's battling hard. McLean, centre wing. The loose man there, Andrew Taylor. Now he's gone short, a dangerous pass, but it comes off. Troy Clark.
Oops.
Well, he eventually scoops it up. McLean, they really need him firing. He kicks to the half-forward line. Merritt was the flyer at the back. Here's David Cameron, brought to ground by Gaper. Oh, they thought the umpire was going to say held to him. Well, changed his mind in midship and holding the ball.
Well, once a player has the opportunity to get rid of it, he saw the tackle about to be applied by Michael Gafer, and he made no attempt whatsoever to handball it out, so that is a correct decision.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Benny, but he did change his mind. You could see it.
Called to play on was Leslie, lost the football, sock it away in towards the centre. So the race is on. Williams has got pace, off to Shaw. The skipper goes up to the 50-metre line. Daicos and Gastev, who has the unenviable job of trying to curb the magician.
He did very well early in the year on Daicos till he got hurt. And actually, that changed the game a bit at Victoria Park earlier in the year. And the Bears led Collingwood at one stage by 6 goals.
Yes, they had a real battle, didn't they, Collingwood? And it wasn't until late in the game they got on top. Leslie's kick towards Taylor. Just stabs it in towards Hardy. Brad Hardy, all those 50 metres.
Yes, against Tony Francis. A little bit over enthusiastic, said the umpire. He's been terrific, Tony Francis.
19 plays 78. The Maggies in control. And Manson went up with the fist. Cameron off the ground, but Scott Russell is there in the back pocket to clean up. On his hammer is Clark. Russell gets a short little kick. Kerrison may just keep it in play. He does. Sweeps it even further afield to Tony Shaw. He may get caught here. Not before he gets a hurried kick. But that ball eventually lands out of bounds. Michael McLean and the Bears bench, they've just kicked the 2 goals. And both of those by John Gastev, who is now at the other end of the ground. So they really got their work cut out to try and score. That's smothered. Pushed in towards the centre by Lehman. He's still going. He's still going, Lehman. Mullane chips in now, and will just push it forward, but Lehman could take it on from here again. He's run down 65 metres. On to MORWOOD. MORWOOD's on the 50-metre line. He'll be good to kick this. He'll know he'll centre it to Daicos. Now, MORWOOD's dropped back into the square. Look at this for unselfish football. And undisciplined work by the Bears. MORWOOD, all on his own, has just gone. 3 goals to Shane MORWOOD, and that, Bernie, was too easy.
Well, I would be thinking at the moment, Sandy, just how easy is this? But that was great play by Lehman. He followed that up from centre-half back, ran it right down to centre-half forward with the half-forward flank, got it to MORWOOD. And Daicos, he turned his back on the play there for an instant. But look how much time he had to get that ball over to MORWOOD. He had a week to turn around and deliver that pass.
Well, Peter Daicos again proving what an unselfish player he is. That's about 3 times tonight. Although he's kicked 6 goals, he's laid a few passes off as well when he could have kicked the ball himself. That's Noonan. Merritt. Umpires paid a free kick. Merritt at half forward. Hardy in front of the pack. Champion crashed into him. Kicked away by Jamie Turner. Troy Clark trapped it well. Good play by the little wingman. Here's McLean. Well done, Gavin Brown, to put the pressure on. Danny Noonan. Shacky. Thumped the ground. Hardy in after it. Can't control the ball. Taps it on. Kicked away by Jamie Turner. Now, the Brisbane Bears go forward through Corey Bell. It's in front of the Bears goal, but a nice mark in defence taken by James Manson. Immediately goes on to Scott Russell. Cameron did it well. David Cameron hooks it back at goal. A brilliant individual effort. Great goal. So David Cameron has kicked his first. A satisfied look on the face of Robert Walls. Not about the game, but about that goal. 3-7 to 13-6.
He has got much to be satisfied about at the moment, has he, Robert Walls? Because he's certainly being outplayed in most areas of the ground. Bad play by Manson there. He took a good strong chest mark and went for that hand pass, didn't deliver it properly, and of course that allowed Cameron in to finish it off.
59 points the margin. Centre once again. Ishenko trying to get the Bears going. Krasiska. Starcevic, or one-hander. Plays on. They're alight now. Mullane in the pocket. Across the face of goal. Daicos and Gastier. He gets a kick. Don't tell me he's kicked that. I will not believe it. Huh. Bernie, what can you say?
Oh, Sandy, what can you say? This player, and just unbelievable skills, as we saw from that. The pass coming from Darren Mullane, just looking to chip it over to Daicos. A little bit too far for him. He's under enormous pressure. He's tackled by Johnny Gastev. We see his grab there. He's off balance and yet still able to get his boot to the ball and put it through. An amazing goal. 7 goals to Daicos, 7 goals straight.
The magical skills of Peter Daicos, and they are not flukes. He does it time and time again. David Cameron, great play, good lead. Now he's starting to lead out like a full forward, Bernie.
He's a good player, champion. A real good prospect for the Brisbane Bears, this boy.
Well, maybe they should try and develop him into a forward. Now he's gone short because chipping down there was Marcus Ashcroft. The distance might be a little bit of a doubt. He's probably been almost the Bears' best player. 8 and 13, 21 possessions. Good effort. And Cameron, he's been a good player also, but gee, they've got a few down. Now the short one is on again. Champion was covered by Scott Russell, and another wasted opportunity.
Yeah, well, the player there, Scotty Russell, was right on his hammer, so they should sum the situation up a little bit better and not kick to a player who's covered like that.
They just haven't got the confidence to kick it long, but they had Merritt up there and a couple of guys who can take a mark. Ishenko versus Manson. Now, what was that? 3-4, must have been behind the play. It certainly wasn't in the ruck duel, and it's going to Taylor, Andrew Taylor. Shacky, was he pushed out, kicked out?
Oh, it is a push.
And the umpires paid the push out against Ronnie McEwen. I think he kicked him out with his feet. Did he, Bernie?
Well, I thought it was a fair enough mark there to Ronnie McEwen.
Yeah, I think
he did jump early, as we can see here. Jumped early, maybe a bit of a push out.
Yeah, with the armour, not a lot in it, but
Might be a payback free kick for that one earlier, Sandy, do you think?
yes, well, there was one in the second quarter that Shackey did take the mark and had it taken from him, and we didn't think there was anything in it. But here's Lawrence Shackey from about 30 metres directly in front. He's normally a straight kick, and Lawrence Shackey has goal. So Shackey kicks his first, and a little bit of life for the Bears. 4-7 to 14-6, and a laconic-looking Lee Matthews looks on.
It's Lawrence Shackey now playing at full forward. You see this in replay again. He did jump very early and did displace Lawrence Shackey by putting that arm into the middle of his back. But Lawrence Shackey's now kicked 34 goals for the season, 34 goals, 9. So he's very accurate in front of goal.
First goal to Lawrence Shackey. As we're back in the centre once again. Shaw pumping it down to the half-forward line, looking for MORWOOD. A delightful little tap out to Lehman. He should goal, and it does. Bang, out of the centre, quick as you like, and just like a training drill.
Yes, and Troy Lehman kicks his second. And so they continue on their merry way, Collingwood. They're doing it easy, just like a training drill, this one. Out of the centre, Lehman, who looks to be a real good prospect also for Collingwood. Lovely little tap on there from Shane MORWOOD. And this player who looks very composed, a lot of pace, and finished off his work very well.
Back in the centre once again. Manson fired up. No one gets a decisive tap. MORWOOD does it again. Look at that. Beautiful. Lehman, it could finish with the same result. No, he gives it to Brown, who chips round his body. Wants Daicos. Used the body to try and edge out Gastev. Not quite successful. Hardy gets a hurried left foot kick, only as far as Tony Shaw from 55 metres. Starcevic on his own.
Well, that's disgraceful, isn't it? That defensive play, Bernie.
Well, they're just they're rattled at the moment, I'd say, Pete. And they just have lost their composure in that back line. And that's, you know, when a side is attacking as much as Collingwood is at the moment. Starcevic kicks another goal for Collingwood. So there we see 16-6 Collingwood, 102 to 4-7-31 the Brisbane Bears. But Starcevic is having a picnic on that forward line at the moment. We see this in replay again. Kicked out of the back line, a hurried kick out, and that's all Brisbane is doing at the moment. A hurried kick. They've lost their composure. A quick rebound football there from Tony Shaw, finding Craig Starcevic. And Starcevic had the easiest shot at goal, his first for the night.
And this very important, these goals too, Bernie, because percentage, of course, might tell whether they make the final 6 or not, Collingwood. You never know. Well, back to the centre. Who'll get it out? There's big James Manson crashing his way through. Look at the pace of Graham Wright. Really, over the last few years, Collingwood have recruited players with pace. Mullane having a great night. Gavin Krasiska runs and kicks long. He's a chance for a mark at the back. Gastev right underneath it. No judgment. Daicos superior judgment there, and a good mark.
Well, amazing performance by Peter Daicos. He's kicked 7 goals straight, not a miss. And there we see him again with just superior positioning of his body.
Kicking the goal, number 8, the Collingwood champ puts it through. So how many will he kick? He's kicked 8. And the Magpies are slaughtering the Bears, 17-6 to 4-7.
They've run out of room.
Yes, it's certainly embarrassing, I think, for Robert Walls looking on here to see Collingwood just doing as they like. Superb display by Mullane on that half-forward line. A good hand pass to Krasiska. And Johnny Gastev, a very tough job minding Peter Daicos.
4-7 plays 17-6. What a scoreline. The Maggies back, and how? Question now, the main interest revolves around Peter Daicos. Can he go into double figures? Brown is at the bottom of that pack with a free kick. Gavin Brown eventually backpedals a little to Jamie Turner, then across to Krasiska. who stabs to the half-forward line. They've just got these players running right. While Brown ambles down to the forward line unattended, the kick goes towards centre half forward. Zanotti lost it and it could prove costly. Mullane stabs into full forward once more. No mark taken. Lehman scouts the pack. Gives it away to Tony Shaw. Want to get round onto that left foot if he can. He can't. Back to Lehman. Very tight angle. Will he have a shot? Well, he tries to bend it back. But results in a behind.
I think he was trying to get around to give a short one across in front of goal, but there's no one there, Bernie.
Could have been, Pete, but that's good scoring, isn't it? Good goal kicking by Collingwood. 17 goals, 7. Very accurate.
Gastev, who replaced Zanotti after Daicos had booted 6. Daicos has added 2 to that tally. Noonan in the back pocket, just going short, finding Corey Bell. Slightly built youngster. Kicks to centre wing. Manson comes over the top to affect the spoil. Campbell working hard at the bottom, gives it away to Ashcroft. Kicks in towards Gastev. He's got to beat 3 of them. It's a big ask. Hardy comes in to help, but to no avail. Away they go again. Up towards half forward. Starcevic up with the hand. Daicos at the back. Ambles into goal and pops through yet another one. What's that, 9, Pete?
Yes, 9 goals, and he didn't read that magnificent. He ran, as soon as he saw the pack form, Bernie, he ran to the back. He knew it was going to come over the back.
He reads the game perfectly, doesn't he?
What's this?
Lehman has had a terrific quarter. He's a sensational young player also. The pack form, Daicos just read it perfectly. Could see it coming over the back. Didn't go for too much, didn't try to blaze away, just kept it low, drove it along the ground. And now another opponent for Peter Daicos, and that is Danny Noonan.
Well, that ability we just saw then, you're born with, and Daicos has got it, and he's got tons of it. Here's young Williams, is going to be a terrific player, Paul Williams. Now, he was pinged for holding the ball. It was pretty tough. But still, it's a free kick to the Bears, and that's kicked out to the half-back line. Clark. It was Matty Ryan who gave the original kick. Gastev back to Matt Ryan. To the half-forward line. Manson sets himself at the back, thumps at the ground. Hardy slipped over, eventually gets his kick to the half-forward line. Oh, good defensive play. Gaffer, Brown, Russell, Francis. Now, those 3 players were instrumental in the Collingwood Premiership last year, of course. Lehman's having a good night. Krasiska gives it back to him. Troy Lehman to the half-forward line. Is that a free kick to Starcevic? What do you think, Bernie?
Oh, well, there was nothing in it at all, Pete. Nothing in it at all. They all just misjudged that. I know he was held up in his run at the ball, but
I agree. That is a shocker. Francis to the pocket. Daicos. Really grabbed it again.
Here we go.
Yes. Goal number 10.
Yes.
Yes. Great performance by the Magpie champ. So Collingwood doing as they like. How many will Daicos kick? 19-7, plays 4-7.
Oh, look at that. We've still got 12 minutes remaining in this third quarter. And Peter Daicos, 10 goals straight. Can you believe it? Here he is again. Looks like he's lost the ball there, but a fantastic tackle. The pressure being applied there by Shane Morwood. And Peter Daicos kicking his 10th goal, and he's dribbled about 4 of those through along the ground. He just sums up the situation perfectly.
Back in the middle once again. Well, we might have to start going for the record books if this continues. Down towards half forward. Mullane, the raging bull, working hard at the bottom. Morwood doing marvellously well. Gives it off to Brown. Another quick one to Francis. Still on the 50-metre line. Swings round, pokes a left foot kick high into the pocket, and it's hammered over the line. You've been delving into the record books,
yes.
Pete. You're not far off the mark.
Well, no, I don't hold the goal-kicking record.
Gordon
Coventry kicked 17 once for Collingwood. That
you
is
booted 16.
Yes, I kicked 16 once, but 17 is the record. And can Peter Daicos beat that tonight? There's some chance, I would think.
Williams, socket away from him. Into the pocket. Starcevic at the back. Can't take it with the one hand. Clark sees it over the line.
Well, also, if he beats that record, he will equal the AFL record, which is 18.
Correct.
That's right. Fred Fanning, the Melbourne big man.
And we've Still got plenty of time to go. Ryan, still virtually at fullback. Goes out towards Merritt and finds him. But what has he got to kick to? Into the centres, and Notty's drifted down there and takes the mark. Wants the players streaming down the ground. He's got Ashcroft, who kicks towards Taylor, who did give a nudge, but the umpire said it's okay. Goes on with it quickly. A proppy kick into the pocket. McLean is there, and Michael McLean takes the mark. Still outside 50, however. In towards full forward. Hardy's the man, and he takes the mark.
Well, finally, Michael McLean's had a quiet night. He's been averaging 27 disposals, and he's only had 13 up to this stage tonight, so well below par for him. And Brad Hardy also been quiet, had a couple of chances early, but a good mark. He rode the pack well, and a well-judged mark.
Still looking for his first goal. From 25 metres, he's got it. Brad Hardy gets his first, and it is the Bears' fifth. 5-7, but at Collingwood, a 19-8.
However, nothing much to cheer about for the Brisbane Bears supporters. It's been a very bleak night there, as we see that in replay. Brad Hardy just over the top of Gavin Krasiska, and he's kicked 1 goal 2. Had 2 very easy opportunities early in the first quarter. That one a much better kick.
Very impressive display this by the Magpies. They're really hitting top form with the finals just round the corner. Can they get there? Certainly playing with a lot more desperation. A good hip and shoulder there, as you can see on camera. There's Campbell getting it further afield to Corey Bell. Half forward for the Bears. Now, what can they do this time? That was Shackey getting it out to Cameron. Cameron to Clark, and Troy Clark pops it through for another goal to the Bears. That is his first, and the Brisbane Bears sixth. 6-7-43 to 19-8, 122.
Well, it's been their best quarter. They've kicked 4 goals for the term. But Collingwood, of course, have been far superior. Good tap on there from Lawrence Shackey. Cameron getting the hand pass out, and Troy Clark, who looks to be a good player in the making, finishing it off.
.122 plays 43, just on 9.5 minutes remaining. From the middle, Gastev flicks it forward. Campbell may get a good bounce here. No, he doesn't, so he soccers it forward. Puts them inside 50. Shackey comes streaming out, but Campbell had followed it down.
Oof.
His hand pass is loose. Tony Shaw is held and will take the free kick. Well, advantage not being paid.
Did he take possession of that, though, Sandy, and then let it go when the tackle was applied? I'm not sure about that one.
Well, he's got it at half back.
29
He's been busy. Look at that, 13 and 16. And we'll be delighted to be getting back into some form. Tony Shaw. Scott Russell. Up towards half forward. MORWOOD couldn't take the mark. Well, the only people in the 50-metre zone for Collingwood is Daicos and his opponent Noonan at the moment, keeping it very, very open. Still on the outer side. Sock it up towards the wing. Ashcroft and Turner see it over the line. And well, of course, very little use of the bench tonight by the Magpies.
Well, they haven't been on at all, have they,
No,
Bernie?
they have not. Tuddenham and Monkhurst both have sat on the bench all night.
From the throw-in. Francis couldn't take it. The kick is high towards Taylor. And over the line once more. Ishenko. Manson at the back. Manson asks the question. But that was all. He has the football. Goes up towards centre wing. Wanted Starcevic. Pressured out of it, however. McLean claimed by Wright.
Terrific Graham Wright. He's put pressure on Michael McLean all night. And that's one of the reasons that Michael McLean's been very low on stats.
So the young man from Devonport puts Collingwood into half-forward zone once more. Ball held. The wry smile of Tony Shaw at the bottom. Ten's the same physio that you used to go to, Pete.
Don't pick him up at Greensborough. Yes, but there's a punch away by Lehman to the half-forward line. Here's Paul Williams, an open goal, and he has missed. So the young Tasmanian would be disappointed with that, but he really shows a lot of promise, Bernie, for the future.
Yes, he's got a lot of pace, and that's certainly an advantage in this game.
One of my fellow workmates, Sandy, of course. Paul Williams to the half-back line. It's thumped the ground. Here they come again on MORWOOD to Williams. He's looking for the hand pass. MORWOOD again. Oh,
Daicos.
Taps it on Daicos. Free kick, Daicos. He's kicked 10. Goal number 11 about to come up, I would think. No doubt about that free kick. Dennis Rich on the scene. And a brilliant performance is by the Collingwood champ.
Yes, there's a replay and the free kick paid against Simon Lewis. Just a bit exuberant, over-exuberant there. Peter Daicos going for his 11th.
I'm running out of paper here. Well, here he goes. Let's see. He shouldn't miss this. He kicks, no doubt about that, right through the middle. Well, 11 goals to Peter Daicos. And 20 goals, 9, plays 6, 7. An outstanding effort this by Collingwood.
Certainly is. He kicked 97 goals last year for Collingwood, and now he's kicked 60 this season with the 11 that he's kicked tonight. And quite conceivably, he could kick another 6 goals to equal that record, the Collingwood record. 17 by, who was it, Pete? Gordon
Coventry. And of course, Gordon Coventry has kicked 1,299 goals. He did kick in his career. Matthew Ryan off the ground, but they can't do a thing right, the Bears. So Cameron O'Brien must be injured, surely.
Back in the middle once more. Manson gets up high. Tries to flick it even further forward. Has another go, then loses it. Kerrison gets a quick kick down towards the half-forward line. Clark chasing. Zanotti intercepts. Only as far as Francis. He has been blistering all night. Francis to fall forward and Graham Wright. They're all getting in the action in front of goal.
Yes, well, too easy, isn't it? They're just playing at the top of their confidence now, Collingwood. They're all running. They're all looking for each other.
A little bit of pushing and shoving going on at the other end of the ground. I think the Collingwood boys may as well just say, have a look at the scoreboard.
Well, don't do anything foolish, the Collingwood boys, because they've got a chance to play in the finals again. And it's not worth it at this stage.
We're with Graham Wright. 25 metres out. Drop punt on its way. I think he's snuck it home. He has. So Wright gets his first and Collingwood's 21st. 21-9. Great kicking for goal. Brisbane are 6-7. I don't think Daicos has kicked it behind yet, has he?
No, he has not, Sandy.
11 straight.
11 straight. An amazing performance by Peter Daicos. And 21-9 by Collingwood. 135 points, and that's equaled their highest score against the Brisbane Bears.
And it has made it also a 10-goal blast for the quarter.
Ashenko versus Manson. Manson wins it. Oh, Francis again to the half-forward line. Oh, MORWOOD brilliantly done. Here's Lehman. Gets in a quick hand pass. Francis. Now, where's Daicos?
Oh,
Francis in trouble. Caught holding the ball, and no doubt about that decision. I think he was trying to get round onto that left foot to shoot in a pass.
Well, probably looking for Daicos there, but he was surrounded by 4 Brisbane Bears players. He just held onto the ball far too long.
Lachlan Sim to Campbell. Campbell in the centre of the ground. And gets off a hand pass to Marcus Ashcroft. Ashcroft to the half-forward line. Oh, too easy. Roger Merritt's had a very quiet night. Kelly's held him in check. The short one is on. Graham Wright. This is Jamie Turner. Now, Turner to half-forward. As easy as you like a mark to Craig Starcevich. And this is like, well, really, it is just 2 classes of football out there tonight.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing the seconds, doesn't it, Collingwood? It looks like they're playing Brisbane Bears seconds. That's a difference in the classes. The standard of play by Collingwood has been far superior.
Craig Starcevich for his second goal from 40 metres, lays back, and will he sneak it in? I don't think so. He's missed to the left-hand side.
And Pete, you mentioned the reserves for those people who may have been out.
Yes.
And have just arrived home.
Well,
Collingwood did win, didn't they?
Yes, they trailed all night, but they eventually won 18-8 to 15-10, and they are on top, and the Bears were second. So, but it was an excellent game of football. As we see Martin Leslie going short to Noonan, and he gives it back. Oh, they've got themselves into trouble here. Sim, Ashcroft, Lurs, centre wing Gastev would be happy to get away from Daicos, I would think. And Gastev marks on centre wing.
Goes to half forward. Kelly been strong all night. Krasiska off to shore. He's got Francis in the middle. Zanotti, can he get clear? No, he's hassled by Wright. Wonderful play, off to Morwood, sweeping it wider. Krasiska running down, inside to Francis. Goes wide again, back to Krasiska. Kicks into the pocket. Manson dives in front. Ishenko is behind him. And we'll find ourselves with a throw-in.
James not too happy about that. He was dealt with pretty severely by Ishenko.
He's an awesome side too when he's going. Throw in the left forward pocket for Collingwood. Luz picks it up. Goes up towards centre wing. Mullane is there. Stab pass towards Tony Shaw. He soccers off the ground, but straight to Francis. Back to Shaw again, but that kick is wide. Out of bounds on the foot.
Daicos hasn't got the same space now. A lot of his Collingwood teammates are getting down there into attack, aren't they, and crowding it up a little bit.
Hardy, all going right across the face of goal. They're going nowhere fast at the moment. Taylor wants Leslie, but Shaw intercepts. He's pushed out of it. Leslie gives it back to Campbell from half-back. Campbell looks towards the centre. Gastev waits down.
Oh,
then threw it to him. Threw it to Cameron, who appreciated the throw. He goes to half forward. Champion at the back may get a good bounce. They need something. Champion paddles it on to Hardy. He's had a quiet night. Wider to McLean, still outside 50. McLean stabs for Corey Bell, and he takes the mark 25 metres out. Corey Bell kicks in towards full forward, drifts it across the face, and it eventually rolls over the line for one behind. It's the Bears' 8th behind of the night, 6-8. Collingwood at 21-10 and just over 1 minute remaining.
Yes, a very disappointing game really for the big crowd, except the Collingwood supporters. They'd be rapt, of course. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see in future whether the Bears remain here. There's a lot more atmosphere actually at
Gabba.
Up at the Gabba. There's no doubt about that. Ashcroft is, well, he was brilliant in the first 1.5 quarters. Quietened down a little bit, but he's still been one of their better players. Gastev. He'll always keep trying, Johnny Gastev. He has been a top player for them, hasn't he, since coming up up to the Gold Coast. Now, the short one is on, and he's found Andrew Taylor at the 50-metre line. Now, another short one. Oh, did the umpire call play on? No.
No, he didn't run off the line there, Pete, so no play on.
I think he wants to go the short one too. But he'll kick from 50. The distance of doubt here. There's the kick. Not a bad kick, but a little bit to the right. And over the line and through for another behind. But totally outclassed tonight, the Bears. 6-9 to 21-10. All interest now. How many goals will Daicos kick? He has kicked 11.
Ronnie McEwen in the dying seconds of the third quarter wants Kelly and has got Kelly. Away they go.
Oh, why?
Now, why would he do that, Bernie?
That amazes me, Sandy. I don't know. I just don't know.
Scott Russell towards centre wing. Darren Mullane. He's had a good game tonight. Mind you, there hasn't been a passenger in this Collingwood team. They've all been wonderful.
What about the two guys on the bench?
Well, we haven't seen them before yet, Pete. Clark close to the boundary line and over.
I wonder if they'll get a run. That's interesting.
Well, they won't in the third quarter because there's the siren, and at 3/4 time, Collingwood 21-10. 136 lead Brisbane 6-9-45.
Getting this live, I think. James, a great character. 21-10 to 6-9. Let's see what happens in this last quarter. Can the Bears mount some sort of a fight back? They certainly have to improve on what they've shown so far. Collingwood go forward. This is Troy Clark. Clark to the half-forward line, and the mark has been taken by Brad Hardy. Now Hardy has kicked one. He will kick from about 46 metres. And if the Bears players have got any pride, they will really have a red-hot go in this last quarter. Bernie? There's Lee. He looks a little bit bored with the whole thing.
He's never earned his money so easily as he has tonight.
Well, he never really shows that much emotion. He certainly didn't after they won the flag. Now, he kicks right on 50, actually, Hardy. It's not a bad kick. Oh, mark or a goal. What is it?
Goal.
I think it might be a goal. It is to Hardy. So 2 goals to Brad Hardy. Good start to the quarter. Brisbane 7-9, Collingwood 21-10.
Well, I think Robert Walls, all he could ask for is maybe that they could win one quarter and to come out with something out of the match, and that is probably to outscore Collingwood in that last quarter. We see a very good mark to champion there, although it was over the line. Brad Hardy has now kicked 2 goals too. And as you said, Peter, some pride.
Back in the middle once again, with Damien Monkhorst on the ground and doing the ruck work. Cameron can't get it out. Gastev gets a hurried kick straight to Tuddenham, the other fresh man on the ground. Goes up towards the half-forward flank. Well, there's some holding on going on there, and Dennis Rich picked it up. Williams, the 18-year-old, puts Collingwood inside 50. Mullane has drifted down there. He charges the football and he plays on in towards Daicos, who's got to beat 3. And that is just a little too much, even for him. They clear across half-back. A couple of bounces. Noonan's kick towards centre wing, but only as far as Jamie Turner. Noonan, who cleared it, has the job on Daicos in this final quarter. Mullane, only seconds ago, is down in the forward pocket region on the other side of the ground. Kicks to a congested half-forward line, but Gavin Krasiska just drops in that hole and takes the mark. Players running everywhere. He heads towards Monkhorst, who's got the height, and the big man, he might get 50 there.
That should be
50.
That definitely should be
50.
Yes, definitely 50.
Ridiculous play.
I think he will kick from the goal line, Damien Monkhorst, and he's not going to.
Oh, I cannot believe it.
Let's have a look.
I am astounded.
Well, there's the mark.
And there he is. He grabs him,
Mark,
and drags
bang.
him to the ground.
Now, don't tell me that's not 50.
What is going on? I can't work it out.
Monkhorst to have his first kick of the night. Just coming on. And he'd really love to start with a goal. The big man leans back on a drop punt and just drifts it out to the right.
Well, it cost Collingwood a goal now, that not having that 50.
Well, don't upset yourself, Pete. They've kicked 21.
Doesn't matter. It should have been paid.
21-11, in fact, now. As Noonan stabs to Leslie, who goes back over the top once again to Noonan. Another one to McLean. They're still tucked in the back pocket, and under pressure he heads for the boundary line, and it dribbles over.
Very untidy, wasn't it, Sandy? Out of the back line, they've just been under so much pressure. They've lost all confidence in their ability tonight.
4 touches that went probably 30 metres over the back of Brown. It eludes him. Campbell tried to flick it out the back. Right, claimed by Ashcroft. Tuddenham towards full forward. Daicos at the back. The shepherding. Can Williams pick it up? He can now. Off to Daicos, and bang, there is number 12. The dozen is up.
Yes, what a performance, Peter Daicos. It's just been, well, an exceptional performance by him on that forward line. Starcevic just couldn't quite take that mark. But here's the support, and they've done that all night, the Collingwood players. Support there provided by Williams, and of course Daicos only too happy to provide the running support and putting that through for his 12th.
And good to see Paul Tuddenham on the ground too, because his father will be wrapped. There's Tuddenham, one of the toughest players ever to have played the game. And he's a very proud man that Paul's playing league football. There's Tuddenham. Used to sing about 35 verses of Click Go the Shears at every Collingwood social night he did, and didn't sing it very well, Sandy.
I hope you didn't do any of your singles.
Monkhorst to the half-forward line. Mullane made a rare mistake, kicked off the ground by Zanotti. Now, he had a bad hamstring injury a few weeks ago. I just wonder whether he's 100% fit. He looks like the wild man from Borneo, doesn't he, Mark Zanotti?
Well, they call him the wild man up here, Pete.
Thanks for the information, Bernie. Here's Gastev. Oh, that could have... Tuddenham. Well done, Paul Tuddenham. Beautifully done to Lehman. Now it's on to Williams. From 50 metres, Paul Williams goes for home and kicks out of bounds on the full. And Danny Noonan is down there to take the penalty kick. And he's found Troy Clark.
Clark goes up towards the half-back flank. Not a good kick. Out of bounds in front of Marcus Ashcroft, who hangs his head and wanders back into the fray. Well, this win can only do Collingwood an enormous amount of good. And still a long, long way to go for the Brisbane Bears. Starcevic has it. Centering kick for Darren Mullane. Here he goes, up towards Daicos, out in front. MORWOOD will try and help him. Taken out of it, however, and it's Campbell. Going short and finding Ashcroft.
MORWOOD does a lot of great work, doesn't he, up forward?
Those little tap-ons all the time, doesn't he? Looking for Daicos.
Hardy in the centre of the ground. Wants Gastev. Gives the hand pass away to Corey Bell. A high kick. Merritt comes steaming out. Kerrison at the back. Heads wide. He's got Mullane there. And Tony Shaw zipping past if he wants him. May use him in the end, or he gets underneath the drop punt. A little high.
Mark Zanotti can hardly move.
No, he's very
Well, his change is being, I think, going to be made now. Yep.
Yeah, very proppy, Mark Zanotti.
Scott Russell or Krasiska on to Tuddenham. Now Tuddenham may have a shot here from 55. Goes over the top. Which way will it bounce? To the left and one behind.
No, Zanotti's staying on, but he's limping badly.
Yes, Lachlan Sim, the player coming off the ground.
Matthew Ryan about to go on.
After cleaning up Gavin Krasiska.
Yes, I thought he got him a little bit low, Bernie. Didn't you?
I didn't actually see the end result. I saw Krasiska writhing on the ground. He didn't look too good.
Bit of a low one. Now, here's Martin Leslie. He's been fairly quiet. He's battled hard, as he always does. Oh, clever. Krasiska receives from MORWOOD. Tony Shaw, the short one. Now, here's Craig Starcevic. Daicos is on his own, and also Mullane. Mullane is marked. Now, will he have a shot? Krasiska off, and MANSON will be wrapped.
Play on.
This is Mullane getting onto the right foot. Smothered beautifully by Ashcroft. The Bears try and get it away through Hardy. Hardy will cross goal, but it comes off. He's found Clark now. Clark will kick to the space. Gastev versus Gavin Brown. And Johnny Gastev has no one at all to kick it to, so puts it around the boundary line and lets it roll over.
You'd have to consider Darren Mullane also for votes tonight, Pete.
Definitely.
Because the way he's played on that half-forward line, been absolutely magnificent all night.
Played a great game, Mullane.
I would imagine only votes 2 and 1 are up for any discussion. MANSON, as we said, back out on the ground. Russell stabs for Daicos, and this should be number 13.
Well, I might consider Peter Daicos for one vote tonight, Sandy.
He's got his fourth opponent on him too, Peter Daicos. Matthew Campbell now playing on him.
So this for goal number 13.
We'll never forget this night, the Collingwood champ.
Well, 12 goals straight up to this stage.
Beautiful play. Great kick.
35 metres out. 45-degree angle. Drop punt. It may sneak in. For a behind. First blemish, the old unlucky 13. 12-1 to Peter Daicos.
Well, he's got 16.5 minutes left in this game, so I don't think he's going to break the Collingwood record. He might get... Oh!
Well, there's another one. What? It's gone wrong. 23-13 to 7-9. Craig Starcevic has kicked his second. Am I right, Bernie?
Yes, he's kicked 2, Sandy. Oh, that's really adding insult to injury, that one. And look how easily. There's no one even wanted to get on the mark. They're all stunned, the Brisbane Bears player. They couldn't believe what was happening from that kickoff. And Starcevic just had plenty of time, as if in a training drill. Thursday night it could have been, and just went back and popped it through.
Christmas has come early for Craig Starr. You laugh. It's come early. Well, I mean, that was a gift, wasn't it? Oh, fair dinkum. Oh, what's happened to the days where they used to kick the ball 80 metres from full back? Now, here's Shane Morwood having a kick for goal. Another one? No, just to the left. But, well, they're playing with confidence, the Magpies, and Cameron O'Brien's back on the ground.
He's playing on the back line on Morwood. I wouldn't have taken him off actually at quarter time, Peter. I thought he played a pretty good first quarter and really put in.
That's better. Matthew Campbell, a 65-metre kick to almost the centre of the ground. Here's big James Manson. Tony Shaw, the chip passes on, and Jamie Turner is going to have a shot for goal. Now he will kick from 40 metres, and very disappointing effort by the Bears.
The Bears last week beaten by 101 points. At the moment, they trail by 101 points.
Well, Jamie Turner hasn't kicked a goal tonight, and I don't think he's done it here either. No, he's kicked the behind, and the Collingwood Hordes are behind the goals there. There's Jamie. Another one of my workmates.
At Spices?
Yeah, the Collingwood sponsor.
Yes. Certainly been very good to the club, Spices. Right. Going to be paid.
Great game from Graham Wright.
Yeah. Well, you could go through 15 of them at least. Back into full forward. Starcevic and Daicos almost run into each other. Russell ping, but he gets a kick. Williams chasing. Clark gets it away. Off to Hardy, who runs it up towards centre wing. Shackey was at the back. McLean now. Gets the hand pass away. Kick is by Noonan. No 50 metres.
They've really eased up on that one, Sandy. That rule was red hot on that early in the season.
Shackey wants Corey Bell and gets him. Corey Bell directly in front. 30 metres out.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's not a long kick.
He's only 18 years old. He's tiny, doesn't he?
Well, only 64 kilos. He could be riding in the Grand National, couldn't he?
Well, he could, yes. And doesn't make the distance, in fact, Pete. You're quite right. Into the left forward pocket it goes, and eventually over the line.
Yes, he hasn't got much power in his kicking, and that's one of the big problems, but he's a real little goer. There he is, little Corey Bell, number 15, the ball in the forward pocket for the Bears. Let's hope they can resurrect something here. Here's Michael McLean hooking back at goal, and he puts it through. So the Bears, a bit of a dust-up going on, 8-9 to 23-15, and we have, well, just over 13.5 minutes of play left in this game.
Michael McLean, who hasn't had a very productive night. There's no doubting his skill level, but he hasn't been able to find the space tonight, playing on Graham Wright, who's played a fantastic game, along with about 17 of his teammates.
Back to the centre of the ground, Monkhorst. Taken by Cameron. Oh, good kick too. A 60-metre kick to the half-forward line. Kelly running back with the fly to the ball. That was good play. Craig Kelly to Ronnie McEwen. McEwen the long boot. But it's a bad kick. He's kicked it straight to Ashcroft, and a good strong mark at half-back for the Bears.
Marcus Ashcroft looking towards half-forward, but big Damien Monkhorst is there. Stands his ground. Still going. Proppy handball finds Kerrison. Tumbles a punt, but only as far as centre wing. And once again, Ashcroft gets on with the business. Goes up towards the 50-metre line. Champion in front. Well, he's going to be kicking from probably 55 metres. He's had 7 kicks for the night. Looking for his first goal. And he's not even going to look. He's going to pass to Shackey.
Well, he started off on the bench, Lawrence Shackey, but he's shown a little bit tonight, Sandy. I've never seen him play an outstanding game. Like the Brisbane Bears hierarchy probably can see something that I can't see in this fella, because he's obviously got some ability. He's kicked 34 goals for the season.
Directly in front from 47 metres. That's away to the left. So the margin is now 95 points. Just on 12 minutes remaining. The other end of the ground, Peter Daicos, 12 goals, 1. Well, he and Djakovic are sort of going goal for goal, aren't they? Week by week these past 3 weeks.
A bit of skill between those two. And, well, Djakovic is going to be an exciting player for many years to come. And, well, Peter Daicos has been that type of player for 10 years.
Shackey takes the mark a little further out on this occasion. Once again, a centering kick. Well, 3 of them flew. Merritt's at the back and kicks it behind. In fact, a couple of them are still down. Taylor looks to have a bit of a problem. Champion is also limping away. They're both in trouble. Well, that's all they need now. 2 injuries from 1 incident.
Hope they're not looking at that knee. Rodney McEwen going with the long bomb. Oh, beautiful torpedo. Punt kick too. And the half. Oh, good mark, Craig Kelly. He's developing into a good centre-half back. Graham Wright, Darren Mullane. Where's Daicos? There he is. Did he mark it? That is a brilliant mark.
Yeah, sensational mark, Daicos.
Oh, look at that. Unselfish play. Terrific play, Daicos to Mullane. Now, will he give it back to Daicos? That's the question mark. Let's see.
No.
Well, Russell's on his own. If he turns round now, he could have kicked it to him, but he had the back turn. Darren Mullane played a magnificent game. Hasn't kicked a goal. Look at that.
30 possessions.
13 marks. Great game. Now, will he kick his first goal? And Collingwood's 24th. Not a bad looking kick. It's a goal. So, after Darren Mullane's first goal, Collingwood just romping home with this game. 24-15 to 8-11.
Yes, 9 Collingwood players have shared in the goals. As we see this mark from Daicos on the lead, very low down. He was able to scoop that one up. He's got amazing skills, Peter Daicos, and then moved it on very quickly. Didn't waste any time. Got it on to Darren Mullane, and Darren Mullane kicked his first.
While that was happening, Ishenko has returned to the ground at the expense of Taylor, who came off second best in that incident with Champion. From the centre bounce, who can get it out? Russell working hard at the bottom, so too is big Damien Monkhorst. He tries to get it out to Shaw. Eventually, a short kick by Cameron. Doesn't gather any distance. Gavin Brown flicks it round his body. Shane Morwood and Ashcroft. Morwood tries to flick it on. Turner also working hard. Eventually pushed out towards Gastev. Shrugs the tackle of Brown. Goes to the half-forward line. Courage shown by Kelly to back into the pack. Here's an opportunity for McLean. Should result in a goal to Cameron. And does. So David Cameron gets his second. He kicked 1 in the 3rd quarter. And Brisbane moved to 9-11, trailing Collingwood 24-15.
Well, at least they are matching it in this final term. They've found something. And as I said, I think Robert Walls, that's all he could have asked at 3-quarter time, that they maybe won on the scoreboard at least 1 quarter. And they've kicked 3 goals, 2 for the term, and are leading Collingwood at this stage for the quarter at least.
Let's go down to the boundary line. Bill McDonald, what's the problem with Andrew Taylor?
What bad news with Andrew Taylor? He's got the right knee in ice at the moment. The doctor's just given me the thumbs down, so not good news for them. He's still on the hand of the doctors at the moment, actually.
Yet another knee. Thank you for that. That's bad news. Williams soccers off the ground, and he's pushed Collingwood deep into their attacking zone once more.
So simply those knee injuries seem to happen now, don't they? There it is.
Next step, arthroscope. Let's hope it's not too bad. Throw in Collingwood's forward pocket region. Starcevic surrounded. O'Brien sees the ball over the line. Well, it's disappointing to see the crowd drifting away from here, but that's what they're doing. after this Brisbane Bears side have suffered their second successive humiliation by in the region of 100 points. That one went out on the full. The Magpies were very disciplined. They flew up with Ansett today, and they missed out on the roast pork lunch. They had oranges. They worked. There's a good mark taken by Manson.
Too strong.
Yes, he's been good also, James Manson. And the Collingwood Brains Trust choosing to go with Manson in the first ruck, opening up there. Monkhurst has spent most of the game on the bench up until three-quarter time, now having run in the final quarter.
James Manson kicked 1 goal in the second quarter. It's only his 4th kick. And the drop punt looks pretty good. There's another one. So Manson has booted 2. And Collingwood 25-15, 100-point leaders over Brisbane 9-11.
Yes, all around it's been a fantastic performance by the Collingwood team. They've turned the corner since they lost those 5 games on the trot. Included in those losses was a 57-point loss to Richmond and a 20-point loss to Carlton. And since then, they've been a model of consistency. And with that centre line back intact, Gavin Brown, Graham Wright, they've come up with the goods.
Monkhorst versus Lurs. Here's Hardy. The half-forward line. Again, they've got that loose man there, Collingwood. That's Kelly, who's been steady at half-back. Merritt has not come into the game at all. And here's Jamie Turner. Graham Wright. The lead is on. Daicos. Oh, good attempt to mark. Free kick. Daicos. Against Matthew Campbell. And he's not happy.
No, he was dragged down. I don't think there's too much doubt about that decision.
It was a good attempt to mark by Daicos.
Here it is again. The spoil was on. Well, let's have a look at that. Did Daicos have Campbell's arm?
Well, here he is, Peter Daicos. Goal number 13, and it's home. Brilliant exhibition by Peter Daicos, and the Magpie supporters salute their champion. 26-15 to 9-11.
So just looking at that replay, Pete, I thought...
No, a lucky free kick when you look at it.
Because I think Daicos actually grabbed Campbell's arm and dragged him down.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of both.
Oh, no, I think it was the other way. Definitely the other way. I know you're Collingwood through and through, but he definitely grabbed Campbell's arm and dragged him to the ground.
Back in the middle once more. Cameron tries to surge through. It's then socket off the ground. Wright will be first to this.
He's back in form, isn't he?
Oh, the Tassie speedster. But Cameron gets him. He persists. And that goes out of bounds on the full.
Should have been a free kick to Graham Wright, shouldn't it, for...
What for?
Holding the man.
Kelly has it. He's had a good night. Up towards centre wing. Starcevic in the pack. Scott Russell waiting down. Fires out the hand pass to Williams. Under a little bit of pressure, but he just pulls it round his body. Leslie. Across to Ashcroft. Again round his body. Oh, the bounce is a bad one for McLean. A good one for Cameron. Over the top he goes to Noonan. Well, he's got Hardy and he's got Merritt out there. McEwen chasing. He's got to beat 2 of them, Big Ronnie, and he does it beautifully. Ronnie McEwen's away. What a game he's played. To Starcevic on centre wing. He's got Mullane there. Together they'll canter across the half-forward line. Mullane now puts the foot down and passes in towards Daicos. Brilliant football. Play on. It's not over yet. The shot at goal has missed. Well,
he's unselfish, isn't he?
Very, very unselfish. He's given away at least 3. Lehman should have rifled that one, but instead he's put through their 16th behind.
What would you have done there, Bernie?
Well, I know what you're suggesting. I would have had a shot.
I reckon you would have too.
What about you?
I think I might have had a shot.
Think.
Gastev at half-back. Well, he probably would have kicked the goal too, Daicos, from where he was. As it was, Lehman missed. Johnny Gastev to the half-back line. Morwood has been brilliant. Ashcroft, in my opinion, the Bears' best player. Matthew Ryan to half-foot. Oh, you must be joking, aren't they? Look at Craig Kelly.
Yeah, well,
cannot believe that was a man-on-man
a few pretty hard to work out tonight. A few decisions.
Champion to the half-forward line. Great mark to Merritt. But he's been well held tonight, Big Roger, but he's entitled to a quiet game now and again. He's been a great player since coming up here. There's McLean. Look at that. Mark the Moncourse. Will he play on? No pressure whatsoever as he kicks to the centre of the ground. And Starcevic nearly unloaded. Oh, socket off the ground. Here's the dangerous Paul Williams. Kicks long. Where's Daicos? There he is in front. He waits underneath it. Punched away by Campbell. Martin Leslie after it. Tries to trap it. He does so eventually. Sneaks in the hand pass. And Johnny Gastev kicks the ball clear to centre wing. And racing after it is Corey Bell, but it beats him.
So a throw in on the outer side. Corey Bell, who spent considerable time on the bench, picking up 6 kicks to date. Time ticking away. Moncourse just palms it down, but it goes straight to Clark, who stabs up towards the champion. Kelly was there with him. Now Turner off to Tony Shaw, just giving a little ground. But he's got Gaffer steaming down, who loses it to Hardy. Could be costly. No, back to Shaw. Tony Shaw looks for Tuddenham and finds him almost in the middle. Paul Tuddenham, well, Scott Russell's alone. Graham Wright is alone. He elects the latter. Away goes Wright. He's had a fine game tonight, and so too is Malone. Down towards full forward. Daicos is the one he'll want. Brown is there also, so too Manson. Into the pocket. Gastev close to the boundary line. Keeps the ball in play. Still going is Gastev. Now gives it over to O'Brien. Another hand pass to Noonan, and the Bears out of trouble. Back in towards the centre. Not out of it altogether, because picked up and sent down towards Starcevic. Cameron in front, and Cameron takes the mark.
Gee, Noonan and Shaki are alike, aren't they, Sandy?
Not wrong there.
Oh, they're unbelievably alike. But and they're both down on the back line at the moment. Martin Leslie. Ashcroft. Back to Leslie. Coming up the centre of the ground. Or Kelly in front. Good mark over the back by champion. Now, the short one is on. Merritt. Well, he doesn't get his hand to that attempted hand pass. Mick Gaper lies on top of it. He might be pinged here for holding the ball. What do you think, Bernie?
Well, it was pretty tough, I thought, Pete, to tell you the truth. He was in the position where that's all he could do. He was on the ground initially. He didn't dive on the ball. He fell over there. He was brought down, and
he was held.
He did bring it back underneath him. Touch and go. I thought the umpires had eased up on that, but the player really hasn't got much incentive to get in there and get after the ball if they pay those sort of decisions.
Roger Merritt has not kicked the goal tonight. He'll kick from 30. And he doesn't normally miss these, and he doesn't on this occasion. Goal. So the Bears have moved on to 10 goals 11. The Magpies have dominated proceedings tonight. They're on 26-16.
Well, here's the free kick again. 101 points now the margin. He did drag it back underneath him, actually, Michael Gaffer, and that probably did tell in the end and swayed the umpire, made him make that decision. But 101 points last week and 101 points again this week.
Centre bounce. Monkhorst, or the big man, plucks it out of the centre and spirals a kick up towards half forward. Mullane dodging and weaving. He's 70 metres out. Wants Manson. Can't take the mark. Russell. A little stab kick is not a good one. Straight to O'Brien. Oh, he's giving away plenty of ground, and he kicks wide under pressure. It's going to be close to the boundary line, but it's effective. It finds Clark. His kick is not effective. Tuddenham. Starcevic in front. Couldn't take the mark. Chance for the Bears to clear once more. Back towards the centre, but look at this. Tony Shaw and Shane Kerrison are both there. So too Graham Wright. It's time to have a look up towards Starcevic territory, and he takes the mark. On he goes to Graham Wright, who may well kick a goal. Who'll be at the back? Gavin Brown was there. Shaki sweeps the hand pass wide. Now out of trouble through Ashcroft up towards centre wing. Monkhorst showing speed. Back to Tuddenham. The game's almost come to a halt. Tuddenham stabs around the flank to Lehman. He's still 80 metres out from goal. He's got MANSON up at full forward, who may well fly for this. He does at the back. Corey Bell loses the football. Tony Shaw thought about the hand pass, then goes underground, giving one away. Clever play. Starcevic caught. Almost throws it out. Noonan held it a fraction too long. Corey Bell again. Wider to Hardy. And Brad Hardy a little bit of time to kick long.
There's no one there again. They've got nothing up there at half forward. Kelly has just reigned supreme. So is Kerrison. Now it's Jamie Turner. Starcevic versus Cameron O'Brien. Well played by O'Brien to get in front and force it to the ground. Here's Martin Leslie, former Port Adelaide backman. Chips it in short, and he found Danny Noonan onto McLean. They've got themselves into all sorts of trouble. Turner over the top is Mullane. He's played a blinder. Graham Wright looking for Starcevic. Morwood, the dangerous Morwood, it's at the back. There's the siren before Shane Morwood can kick a goal. Great performance by Collingwood. Most disappointing by the Brisbane Bears. Collingwood have thrashed the Bears 26-16, 172 to the Brisbane Bears 10-11, 71.